Quebec's 2023 immigration plan. Hello to all Vikings and welcome to your favorite channel, Vicky K channel. We hope you are doing well. Before we start the video, make sure you have already subscribed so you don't miss any good information to come. In this new episode of Vikings News, we will talk about Quebec's immigration plan for 2023. Don't hesitate to share the video. Quebec's immigration plan for 2023, published in December 2022, shows that the province could admit up to 52,500 new permanent residents in 2023. This target is exactly the same as the 2022 immigration plan. Most of the new admissions to Quebec in 2023 will come from the province's economic immigration programs, including the Quebec Skilled Worker Program, QSP, and the Quebec Experience Program, QEP. The new plan remains true to the targets established during the public consultation held in the summer of 2019 as part of the Quebec immigration planning for 2020 to 2022. With a maximum target of 33,900, the economic category represents the largest proportion of newcomers, accounting for over 65% of planned admissions. In this category, the province expects to welcome up to 29,500 skilled workers and up to 4,300 business immigrants, which would include investors, entrepreneurs, and self-employed individuals. The remaining 18,100 new permanent residents are expected to arrive through family reunification, refugees, and other immigration programs. Quebec's immigration plan is presented annually by the province's immigration department. It indicates the number of new permanent residents the province intends to admit in the coming year, and the categories in which it will admit them. To date, the plans have been published with targets for the coming year only. However, in 2023, a consultation will take place in which the province will create a multi-year plan beginning in 2024. Focus on Francophone immigrants. The 2023 plan remains close to the 2022 plan, as earlier this year the Coalition Avenir Quebec, CAQ, won a second term as the governing party with a strong majority. The 2022 plan, put in place under current Premier François Legault, aimed to gradually increase the number of newcomers after reducing admission targets as of 2019. A 20% decrease had been introduced that year by the Coalition Avenir Quebec to improve the selection and franchisation of newcomers to Quebec. One of the main pillars of the Coalition Avenir Quebec party is to protect the French language in Quebec, and the new plan emphasizes the selection of immigrants who already speak French. The Ministère de l'Immigration, de la Francisation et de l'Intégration predicts that 79% of economic immigrants in 2023 will have knowledge of the French language, as well as 66% of all immigrants. Immigration to Quebec was a hotly debated issue in this year's provincial election. As part of his campaign, Legault pledged to allow only 50,000 newcomers to Quebec per year over the course of his mandate. He says this is the most immigrants Quebec can take because it is difficult to integrate newcomers into Quebec society, especially those who need to learn French. Quebec's unique immigration system. Quebec is the only Canadian province that publishes an annual immigration levels plan. It is also the only province that has complete control over its economic admissions. Quebec has greater autonomy over its immigration programs, thanks in large part to the creation of its own immigration department in 1968. The province continued to push for more control over immigration until, more than 20 years later, in 1991, the Quebec-Canada Agreement gave it the responsibility to set its own admission targets. However, while Quebec selects the skilled workers it wishes to admit, immigration remains a shared responsibility between the federal and provincial governments, and Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, has the final decision on all admissions, regardless of the immigration category. How to immigrate to Quebec. Anyone wishing to immigrate to Quebec must be approved by the provincial and federal governments. An application must first be made to the Quebec government. Quebec selects qualified immigrants according to its own criteria and procedures. Candidates must therefore apply directly to the province through one of its various immigration programs. If a candidate meets the criteria of a program and is selected by Quebec, he or she and any family accompanying him or her will receive a Certificat de Sélection du Québec, CSQ. This document is issued by the Ministère de l'Immigration, de la Francisation et de l'Intégration du Québec. Once a candidate has obtained a CSQ, the candidate is then eligible to apply for permanent residence with the federal government. The candidate will then be asked to undergo the necessary medical, security and criminal checks, and it is only after these checks that you may or may not be granted your permanent residence document. That was all for this video. Thank you for watching. We hope you liked it and that you didn't forget to subscribe. See you for a new episode of Vikings News in a future video.